Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Parker. You know my mom, Miss Parker. I currently live in Denver, Colorado, and I'm pursuing my master's in counseling psychology at the University of Denver. Today, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce my dear friend, Maddie Rhodes, a doer of many and a master of creative writing, culinary arts, and the great outdoors. Maddie and I graduated from St. Mary's in 2014 when you guys were sitting over here, and the 5th grade was actually on this side of the street. Maddie left the halls of St. Mary's and completed her undergraduate studies at Rhodes College with a master's with her undergraduate major in English. As a member of the Rhodes College golf team, she brought home the NCAA championship. Upon graduation, Maddie moved up to the Big Apple, where she completed culinary school at the Natural Food Institute. At the same time, she followed her passion for golf into a job with CBS Sports, covering the PGA Golf Tour across the country. Maddie decided to leave the hustle and bustle of New York City to enjoy all of the natural beauty that Colorado has to offer. While en route to Colorado, she pivoted once again, and Maddie began to pursue a master's degree in creative writing. Throughout her studies, she maintains teaching at Vail Christian Academy, coaching the high school golf team, and letting me join her on very many ski adventures. Maddie's accomplishments are wildly impressive to anyone who reads her resume. She is wise, she is kind, she is a fantastic friend, and boy, is she a doer. I admire her determination and grit when entering the world of a new passion or hobby. If only I could be more like her. Like I said before, it truly is an honor to stand at her side, and it is my pleasure today to introduce her to you. Thank you.
Good morning. This is really exciting. I'm sure you are all wondering what I have achieved since graduation that would earn me a place on the Alumnae Chapel speaker roster. I know I am. When they asked me to speak to y'all today, I was honored but also shocked. I remember sitting in those pews, listening to chapel talks by incredibly inspiring women with a plethora of degrees and accomplishments that would stun any room they entered. As I sat in those pews, listening to these women, my mind drifted to the papers I had to write and the chemistry test I had after A-Lab. I was the kind of student that had to burn the candle at both ends just to get by with average grades. St. Mary's forced me to learn a work ethic that has served me in every aspect of my life. I never thought, though, that I would be asked to talk to this amazing group of students about the things I've done since graduation. I didn't think I would become a CEO or collect cool degrees, and actually I haven't. So you'll have to listen closely to figure out why I'm here. I know a lot of y'all are tired and probably already starting to zone out on me and think about what you're going to do during A-Lab. So I want to get a little interactive for a minute. Raise your hand if you have a favorite subject in school. Raise your hand if you have an idea of what college you want to go to. Seniors, I know you're probably tired of talking about colleges, but bear with me just a minute. Raise your hand if you think you know what you want to study in college. Raise your hand if you think you know or have some idea of what career you want to pursue. Okay, last one. Raise your hand if you think the people around you in your class and in this room will be your best friends forever. Hint, everyone's hands should be raised. Okay, now grab the hands of the people sitting next to you, look them in the eyes, and give their hands a squeeze, even if you are not friends right this minute. I'm going to tell you my story. It's unconventional and at times messy and confusing, so stick with me. One of the things you'll notice is that my St. Mary's friends have been through it all with me. I would not be the woman I am today without this school and the girls who walked alongside me. When I left St. Mary's and went to Rhodes College to play on the golf team, and I thought to study business, I could not have been more wrong. I stuck with the golf team all 4 years, and it was the best decision I ever made. I love my teammates, and we made incredible memories and had some fun successes, winning the national championship twice while I was on the team. As for that business degree, though, it didn't happen. You can verify this with Ms. Lytle. I've never been good at math. In fact, I'm what you would call a bona fide bozo. So when I took Economics 100 in my first semester, while playing on the golf team and taking extra credit hours, disaster ensued. After 2 weeks, I was failing the course, and my wise dad advised me to drop the class before it would affect my GPA. I took his advice. A couple months later, I called to tell him, a math whiz and former accountant, that I had decided to change my major to English literature. He suddenly realized that his wisdom backfired. He's come to see the many benefits of the liberal arts degree and the English major, and he's incredibly proud of me for studying the thing that I was good at and loved deeply. When I graduated from Rhodes, I had some idea that I wanted to work in golf after interning for the FedEx St. Jude Classic for 3 years and playing competitive golf my entire life. I interviewed at the PGA Tour, but I didn't feel ready to take that step. I also had a passion for cooking and culinary arts that I wanted to explore. After many conversations with my parents, I decided to apply and attend the Natural Gourmet Institute Culinary School in Manhattan. I moved into an apartment with my St. Mary's classmate, Isabel Yon, and went to school every day from 8 to 4 for 6 months. I loved every second of it. While I was in culinary school, I realized how much I missed the world of literature and creative writing, so I applied to graduate programs to pursue my Master's of Fine Arts in creative writing. I was accepted at Columbia and couldn't wait to get started. I had 7 months to fill in the meantime, so I started working a temporary job for CBS Sports, helping with the production of the golf broadcast at PGA Tour events. As I was traveling with CBS, following the PGA Tour, or chasing the circus, as many of us like to say, I made a new connection and was offered a job as a marketing manager at a sports agency led by Mark Steinberg, who is Tiger Woods' agent. I accepted the job and deferred my acceptance at Columbia for a year. I worked day and night for my clients, Wesley Bryan and Justin Rose. Through all of these changes, I was living in Manhattan, and my best friends were St. Mary's girls. They weren't the girls I had been best friends with in middle school, but we had a history. We knew each other on a deeply personal level, and we were there for each other on late nights, early mornings, and days that felt endless. I stayed at the sports agency for only 5 months, and simply was not a good fit for me, and I knew I still wanted to pursue graduate school. I moved home to Memphis and started working for Church Health, which is one of the greatest organizations in this dynamic city. If you can, I highly encourage you to spend some time volunteering there. You will learn that there are so many people in this city not only in need of health care, but simply in need of a friendly face, an empathetic smile, and a listening ear. When COVID hit in 2020, moving back to New York to attend Columbia didn't make sense anymore. I applied to a low residency program at the Mississippi University for Women and began classes online in the fall. I have 2 semesters left, and I'm working on a couple different book projects. Someday I will put my passions of culinary arts and writing together in a cookbook. Last spring, I started working for CBS Sports again in a new role still under the umbrella of production support. I traveled chasing the circus with CBS from the end of January through August with a few weeks off between. The rest of the year, I work at a high school in Colorado where I now live, and I substitute teach, tutor, and coach the boys' golf team. I still do contract work for Church Health too. My best friends are that girl right there and Natalie Iskander. They are always there to listen and offer advice when I need them. They are my heroes. So, what are you supposed to take away from my story? Number 1, stay firm yet flexible. This is something my dad is always saying. He is the king of cliches, and boy, do they come in handy. Stay firm on your beliefs, values, goals, and dreams, but stay flexible and open to new opportunities as they present themselves to you. I often jokingly say that I'm just living life flying by the seat of my pants, and it sure does look like that on paper. But the reality is that in every decision I've made, I've stayed firm on my passions, values, and goals, but flexible in the path I take to get there. Like I said in my own senior speech almost exactly 8 years ago, life is about the journey. And what I've learned since that senior speech is that the journey is rarely a straight path or anything you expect it will be. Number 2, stay in touch with your St. Mary's friends no matter what. St. Mary's girls have been my saving grace in some of the most difficult moments of my life. In lonely New York days, when I hadn't slept for weeks, when I've gone through difficult breakups and the death of my grandfather, they are always there to encourage me when I send them a novel chapter to read because I'm not sure if it's good or not, when I need a cheerleader during a half or full marathon, or when I need someone to introduce me today. The girls around you right now will scatter. They will be all over the country and maybe even the world. But I promise you, they will be the most reliable friends you will ever have. Making friends as an adult is not easy, and you will never share a bond as intimate as the bond you share with the girls around you. Number 3, never stop chasing your dreams. Your dreams will probably change over time, and that's awesome. Let them evolve as you grow, but never let anyone discourage you from chasing them. There will be people in your life who try to beat you down, bully you, and try to make you stop going after the goals that set you on fire. Don't give those people a voice in your life. Keep moving towards your goals. I know my story is confusing, and you are probably thinking, what even are your goals? It seems like you have a million. Well, I kind of do. But my goals are these. Number 1, complete graduate school and receive my Master's of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, so I have the skills and confidence to write more on my own, with the ultimate goal of producing manuscripts and writing books of a variety of genres. Number 2, work as hard as I can at CBS Sports and continue learning more about the sports broadcasting industry with the long-term goal of moving up the ladder. Number 3, continue to teach and shape young minds and foster a love for the sport of golf in the next generation. Number 4, be a kind and selfless friend. Above all else, don't forget the words you speak in this chapel every day. Let us go forth in joy to love and serve the Lord. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story with you today.